Hi, I want to welcome everyone to Nerium University tonight, and also want to thank Mark and Tammy Smith, Jeff, Dennis, Renee, and Amber for this amazing opportunity and for all they do for each of us. This is Ron Forrester, and along with my partner and wife, Leslie Hocker, and other leaders in Nerium, we've had the pleasure of helping so many others have success, change their lives, and live the best life possible. All who use the system we engage in at Nerium can have the same success. Many of you know that I'm a pharmacist by education, although I haven't counted a pill in 30 years as a full-time professional in relationship marketing. Nerium is the best of everything I've observed in that 30 years. Why? Because I know each of you can have the success you see others having on a daily basis in Nerium by engaging in the proper activity with consistent and persistent action, and that is something I've never been able to say prior to Nerium. People are constantly asking me for our secret, and I'm going to reveal that tonight, and you must listen to the entire presentation to get it. Nerium is big business. It's not just a couple of people on the phone, or 7 or 8 people in a home get-together, or even 50 people at a restaurant, or a couple of hundred on a weekend in a hotel meeting room. Think about it. A senior brand partner actually has a minimum business of $18,000 annualized over a year. A director has $54,000 annualized. A senior director, a Lexus earner, has $150,000. An executive has $450,000. A regional marketing director has a $900,000 business, and an NMD has $1.8 million business. This is big business. And no one enters this business to fail. No one begins and expects to leave or quit in 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 3 months even. And I firmly believe that the responsibility for those that do leave like that rests with the enroller of that person. Why? Because that enroller did not provide something or do something the new brand partner needed during that time. Folks, no one is more important to you than the person who has committed to you. The person that has spent the money to get in, and more importantly has made the decision in their mind to launch with you. Certainly not the 10 you might get in next week. If they go away, it is because you or we did not give them something they needed in that first period of time. And by a simple act of fast start qualifying that person, you actually handle the number one thing on their mind. How do I get my money back? And when you do fast start qualify them, you are the hero. You are confirmed in their mind as being worthy of following. You also accomplish the one thing that will take them from believing in you to believing in the Nerium model and believing in themselves. So much is accomplished by the simple act of fast start qualifying a person. And guess what? By fast start qualifying your recruits, you're establishing the beginning of momentum, which is the critical factor in this business. This business is a business of momentum, and you are driving momentum by these actions better than any other. You fast start qualify your people, they fast start qualify their people with your help, and they fast start qualifies theirs along with you again, and you've established a foundation of momentum, and you just keep on doing it. You plug your fast start qualifiers into the rhythm of tools and events to keep it going even bigger. This business is the tell, show, try, do model. And when you're engaged in the tell, show, try, do model, you are also eliminating so much anxiety and apprehension, plus you are taking control of your financial future. When you follow the plan as laid out tonight, tell, show, try, do. People learn more by action. Tell them what you're going to do. Show them by doing it yourself, OJT in other words, and then let them try it, critique it, and let them now do it. You will be glad you did, because the duplication will be started. The system to attain that success is simple and works 100% of the time when you commit and engage with persistent and consistent action, essentially employing the slight edge principles as laid out by Jeff Olson, the 2 a day, the master of the mundane, and then also trained by all the leaders in the field, beginning with Mark Smith, and employed by every single successful person in Nerium, beginning at the brand partner level. Now, you know that when someone joins Nerium as a new person, they have the highest level of excitement and also the highest level of anxiety and lowest level of knowledge of their entire Nerium career. And by using the simple systems taught by the leaders in Nerium, the changes that all occur at the lowest level of knowledge to inexperienced knowledge very effectively. So it goes from the lowest level of knowledge to experienced knowledge, and then that begins immediately, thereby eliminating the anxiety also. So in this marketing model, there are really only two questions that we're concerned with, and most every other answer. In this marketing model, there are really only two questions we are concerned with, and most every other question will fall under those two in some manner. How do I grow my check, and how do I grow my organization? When we engage the system properly, the proper activity will provide the answer to those questions. And the power of this marketing model begins with that activity and actually causes the real magic to take place, which is duplication of efforts all along the way. The activity I'm referring to is recruiting and fast start qualifying your personal recruits. This action is not two different actions, but a two-part single activity that grows your business and your check. Building your organization is the main thing for a lot of reasons. And it only happens when you recruit and fast start qualify your recruits. Your check goes up not only because of the bonuses you receive on a weekly basis for that activity of recruiting, but also because you have now 4 brand partners more than you, in other words 5 total, getting preferred customers instead of just one you. Heads up, your preferred customer base is the source of your residual income, and you cannot gather enough preferred customers to make that check substantial by yourself. You must have others engaged too. The leverage you get by fast start qualifying your personal recruits and by then helping your recruits fast start qualify their recruits is the main thing. Tonight we're discussing the importance of fast start qualifying. That is the secret. The whys, the benefits to you as well as the fast start recruit, and the absolute best time to lay in the foundation to fast start your recruits. Fast start qualify your recruits, I should say. It is a well-known fact industry-wide that a person that fast start qualifies will enroll 10 times more preferred customers and 7 times more recruits, which means the more you fast start qualify, the bigger and faster your organization will grow, as well as your check. Imagine if you had every fast start recruit, every recruit enrolling 10 times more preferred customers. Man, what a residual check that would be. And that actually should be the standard. When someone becomes a brand partner with you, it's not only because you use the tools provided to you in the system of recruiting, it is also because of you. Your recruit is believing in you, and that belief is established quickly and more easily when you use the tools that we have. Third-party tools work better than our mouths do. And your recruit sees you engaging in the system, and when done right, will also see they can do it, and they believe in you. You set the bar, in other words. Now we must transfer that belief that they have in you to the marketing system. And the best way to do that is fast start qualifying your recruit so they see and participate in the simple process to get that first check, to start getting their money back, and know they did not make a foolish decision to get involved in Nerium. As that fast start qualifying process takes place, the new brand partner is also experiencing the transfer of belief in you to belief in the process, and belief in their own newly acquired knowledge and acquiring a confidence in their ability. You're still the hero. You help that person get their money back, acquire a new skill, and acquire belief in this wonderful company. Folks, you have one time where you have the most influence on your new recruit, your new brand partner, and that's at the moment they enroll. You will never have that much influence again. It's almost 100%. It is at that moment you must take action. They are expecting you to. They want you to. They don't know what to do. And they need to be told. They don't need to be told, let's get back together in 24 to 48 hours to get this thing started. They need to be told right then. You do not wait. You do it then. And it's certainly no surprise to you that someone is enrolling. You know it is taking place. You've spent the time, the money, experienced anxiety yourself in the recruiting process. You know when they're enrolling. So doesn't it make sense to be prepared with a plan of action so their trust in you is confirmed? It is at the moment of enrollment I take action. I have a Fast Start packet with me. If it is a local enrollment, and if it's long distance, I take them into their back office to get the components, which are the Success Planner and a Party Toolkit. I don't go through the entire Success Planner. That's just too much initially. They need to know how to build their business, get started, see get the belief in what's going on, and then we can take them through all of that Success Planner. But I do turn to the current page of these 4 pages in that planner, the 2 Fast Start launch sheets, the Connect sheet, and the checklist, and they're doing it with a support team. Of course, I'm the support team when I'm enrolling my own personal recruits. And in a welcome call, I'm going to bring in a couple more people to talk with them also. So what it amounts to is I'm going to complete their launch right then. And what we're talking about, let me say something too. After we do this launch sheet, I'm going to send them home, and they're going to complete the new brand partner training on the training wheel, and I'll be watching that to see what kind of percentages they're doing and prompt them along the way. Now, the 4 sheets I'm talking about, this one is the first one, the launch sheet. There's actually 2 because there's 6 items on those 2 pages. And the first one, determine their why, is really important. And you don't just ask them, why are you doing this? You've got several questions right there you can use to ask them. I've gotten into a habit of doing this one, or these 4 actually. I ask them, I say, what do you want most in life? What would give you the most joy? And would providing better choices for your family be it? Or would some of these things you see there, extra income for bills, traveling, comfort, or the opportunity to grow as a leader? A lot of people want to do that. And they'll give me that why. And then I ask them, I say, well, how do you see Nerium fulfilling that for you, getting that for you? And of course they'll give me that answer, and I'm writing it down. And then how many hours of a week are you going to be able to devote to make that happen? Because it's not going to happen without growing your business. And so you've got to devote some time to your business. How many hours a week are you going to do that? And I really get to the last question, because I tell them, just like life, your process in this business, your progress in this business is not going to be all downhill. It's not going to be smooth sailing all the time. There's going to be bumps. And whenever you experience bumps like that, it's important to rely on me. So would you allow me to coach you over those bumps? This is a very important question, guys. Very important question. You need to take the time to do that. And then you notice that number 2 is 2 main objectives: get to 3-year free, and also to Fast Start Qualify. Well, 3-year free is really important because you want the story. Somebody will ask them one day, man, your face looks really good. What are you doing? Well, I'm using this brand new product. New discovery's proven to work. Take the appearance of wrinkles off your face, shrink pores, and fix sun damage or discoloration. The appearance of discoloration. And so they'll ask you, well, how much does it cost? Well, I get mine free. Well, how do you do that? That's what you're doing, guys, whenever you do these things, because the story is what really makes it happen. So you want to put that 3-year free date down there. And then take a look at the target date on Fast Start Qualify. You know what I do? I don't talk about 30 days. What I do is I say, okay, we want to get this done by next Wednesday. Now today is Sunday. I've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Close the business Wednesday to get that person Fast Start Qualified. I'm going to do it because I want them getting a check the following week. Not only for the story, but for the belief in the system. That first check is going to give them that belief. And that's why I want to do it. I want to do it then. And then, by the way, number 6 on these 2 pages is when you're going to get your iPad and when you're going to get your Lexus. Think about this for a minute. If I've helped them get that Fast Start Qualification by Wednesday, we've got 3 more weeks in their first month to be able, assuming that it started the first of the month, of course, to be able to get them iPad. Well, shoot, if we Fast Start Qualified that person in 1 week, can't we Fast Start Qualified their 3 in 1 week? Which means they could get the iPad in the second week. Has it been done? Yes, it's been done. Has everybody done it? No. But you do it anyway. You try, you get there, you really help them as much as possible to get there. And if you think about that, that gives you 2 weeks to Lexus qualify those people. How are you going to Lexus qualify them? By helping those 9 that they brought in, those 3 brought in, also to Fast Start Qualify. If you can get them Fast Start qualified in a week, you've got a Lexus earned in the first month. Has it happened? Yes. Is it a requirement? No, but it makes the best story. And stories are what's going to sell this business. It's not facts, it's stories. So that's how I do it whenever I'm working with my own people. Now, when you get down to number 3, you've got that list there. Well, I don't ask for a list. You know, when you've seen people ask for a list and they say, duh, I don't, you know, the person that they're asking a list from will go, I don't know anybody. There's a real simple reason for that. We don't have everybody we know filed in a file in our mind that says list of everyone we know. We don't have that. We have them filed as attorney, banker, pastor, reverend, mother, cousin, aunt, sister, brother. That's how we have them filed. And so if you're trying to access it by saying, who do you know, and they just can't focus on that. It's a question the mind just can't focus on. So that's the reason the memory jogger came into being, as a matter of fact. And the memory jogger begins on page 14, by the way. It'll help you prompt them into those files. And what I do, though, since mobile phones came on the scene, and I've never been told I don't know anybody, because I don't give them the chance to tell me that. Before we could start number 3, after we've got the target date for Fast Start Qualify, I tell them, I say, hey, look, take your phone out. I want to make sure you got the best number for Nerium for me in there. Now, they're going to check it because I said best number for Nerium. And they'll ask me, oh, yeah, that's the right one. You've called. That's the right one. Yes, okay. All right, listen, while you've got that phone out, give me the first names, 2 names in the A's and the numbers, and the first 2 names in the B's and the C's and the D's and E's, all the way through the alphabet. I'm asking for the first 2 names because I want those first 2 names. I don't want them prejudging anybody, pre-qualifying anybody. And I'm going to be able to go back and get 2 names, the second 2 names out of the A's, B's, C's, D's whenever I get finished with these. So I've got 50 names when I go through the alphabet. Then I ask them the last 10 names that they've dialed, the last 10 they missed, the last 10 they received, the last 10 they sent text to, the last 10 that they received text from. There's going to be duplication. That's okay, because that's their major influencers anyway, and it helps me identify them. So I've got 100 names I'm going to be working with, and I'm going to grade that list. This is really important, because you're going to be working with those people. Remember whenever Jeff was talking about, you know, when you do it right, you help the first 10 to 15 people yourself. You make sure you get engaged. You help them, your people, your recruit, market to their top 15 people. And that's how we do it. And so I'm going to grade the list. I'm going to ask them questions that have a financial impact on them. By the way, I've been writing this list down on the back of the launch sheet, or in the success planner on the blank pages. So we've always got access to it. And then, by the way, whenever I get these pages done, what I do is I take a picture of them with my phone. I don't want to, I'm not going to walk away from there without getting that list in my hands, for a reason. So I'm going to grade the list. I'm going to ask them financial questions. Who on this list do you know that has a large sphere of influence? Who has a big business like dry cleaners or pharmacists, or, you know, that deal a lot with the public, or bankers and things like that, deal a lot with the public. I'll also ask them who has big parties, who has great fun parties, big influencers. I want to know. And who on this list just bought a new house? Who needs to buy a new house? Who just bought a new car? Who needs to buy a new car? Who's got 2 jobs? Who's got 3? Who's going to school to change their profession? Who's got, you know, who's dissatisfied with their job and they talk about it? You know, who just got married? Who just got divorced? Who just had a baby? Who's going to have a baby? You know, who's got children in private school? Who's got children going into college? Who's got children in college? Those kind of things that make a financial impact on somebody, I'm going to put a little star by every name they say yes by. I'll get my top 15 out of that. Now, I'm going to do something with that top 15. What I'm going to do is I'm actually taking control. I don't like leaving my financial future in somebody else's hands, particularly somebody that has not got any experience in this business and how to do this invitation. I don't want those people ruining their best prospects. I want to help them. It's my responsibility to help them. They got involved because of something I did or said, either used a tool or something I said, or they observed about me. They got involved. I've got a responsibility to them. I'm going to help them be successful. And one of the things we're going to do at number 4, this is the second page of that launch sheet, you see where it says set up to real results party? I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one during the weekday, and I'm going to do one on the weekend. I'm going to put those dates in there. And on those 15 people that we've identified, say my new brand partner is Joe, and we start that list, and John's at the top of the list, Joe will call up John with me on the phone. Now, three-way calls work for everything. They work to invite people to come to an event, whatever that event is. They invite people to get on the phone. They invite people to come to a market part, whatever. They work for everything, not just an expert doing a three-way call to recruit somebody. So I've got Joe's got me on the phone. He's introduced me to John. He introduced me to John, and I take over. I say, John, Joe and I are working on a new project together. I'm helping him. We're having fun doing it too. And I asked him, I said, who among the people that you know would you like to work with most? And your name came up right away. He has some really good things to say about you, and I'm just wondering, have you got about an hour or so to help Joe out? Yeah, you know where he lives, right? Well, are you doing anything Thursday night at 7 o'clock? Oh, you are? Well, how about Saturday at 2? Okay, Saturday at 2 is all right. Great. Listen, be over at Joe's house. We're going to spend about an hour. I'm going to leave your checkbook at home. That's not what I'm asking for. I just want you to experience something. I need your face more than anything. You'll find out when we get here, because it's a lot of fun we're going to do. And it'll take about an hour, and I look forward to meeting you. And maybe we can discuss, more stuff about life and what you do. So, and that's how I'm going to do it. All 15 of those people, I'm going to ask them to come to his event. I'm going to ask them for several reasons. I want him to have the best success. I want me to have the best success. And then you take a look at number 5. We've got another list here. This is their major influencers on that list that we've already prepared, the major influencers, because I'm not going to put one of those those tester bottles in somebody's hands that's been in their home for 15 years and they haven't stepped foot out the door. It's going to be people that are major influencers, have a big parties or have a big clientele. That's who I'm going to put it in there with. And that's what I'm going to do. And whenever I'm building this list for him, I'm going to tell him, listen, man, we got to do this because you got your kids coming. You got to get those bottles. Those bottles are coming. You got to get them out. We got to figure out who the bottles, who the videos you're going to send to. Who's going to go to the launch party. Who we're going to be sitting down with on a one-on-one situation. I'm working with you. I'm going to help you. I'm not going to do it by yourself. We're going to figure out how we're doing all of these names that we just now set up with, and that's how I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be working with the top 15 people and helping you to understand and learn how to do it. Fast Start Qualify, get the iPad, and then 2 more weeks to Lexus if we possibly can. Create that story, cause that excitement. And I want to tell you, what I just told you about how I do it is an option for you. You don't have to do it that way. It is an option. And I'm hoping that there'll be more people that try it than don't. But again, you don't have to. You can let that person who has the connection with their people do it. But I'm telling you that a 3-way situation is going to cause it to work, because something kicks in, and that is this. If Joe called up John himself and John said, yes, indeed, I'll do it, and then it comes around Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, John doesn't show up. You know why he doesn't show up? He knows that Joe's going to love him anyway. But by getting me involved, it's a little different situation, because what will happen is this. Saturday afternoon, 1:30, John will say, I didn't really want to know if I'd rather sit here and watch that game on television, but gosh, Joe said all those nice things to me, to that guy, and I really, I better show up because I don't want to embarrass Joe. And that's one of the reasons I do it the way I do it. And it just helps an awful lot. Now, I'm going to take you through this right here. This is the connect sheet that I do next, and I get their phone and I put these things in there. I put the live text updates in there. I put the Nerium Real Lifeline. I get the rhythm of the training in here. It goes in their phone so that they've got it. And all I got to do is remind them, and here's the checklist I mentioned a minute ago. You fill out all this information so that they've got it in one place, and they can refer back to it, and they don't call you 15 times asking you for it. Really important. Slow down to speed up, as Jeff says. Master the mundane. This is definitely mundane stuff, but if you become a master of it, you can drive your brand partners higher and higher and higher, and therefore yourself too, because you got to remember something. Nobody rank advances in this company without helping somebody else do it. So this is the bottom of that page 13. right here. So you look at those things there, you schedule them, you absolutely check them off to make sure that your brand partners get exposed to these things, particularly the 8 points a day system, because this is what's going to make them very successful. All right, now let's go through exactly what Fast Start Qualification means. To Fast Start Qualify, you've got to have $2,000 in qualifying volume, of which no more than $1,000 can be from yours. So you see where 500 says right there on this sheet? Well, imagine 1,000 being there. That's the maximum you can have, which means you've got to have 1,000 now among these three down here. So if each one of them's got 500, you got $500 extra. Guess what? That volume, doing it the way I mentioned to you a minute ago about doing it by Wednesday, that volume is going to carry through to help you iPad qualify. So you got $2,500 there, and right this one you got $2,000, but $2,500 the way I said it, and you're already well on the way to iPad. Now you've got to have, to qualify, you got to have the 2,000 qualification, that 2,000 qualified volume, plus you got to have 3 separate legs building an organization, and you do it in your first 30 days. Of course, I'm telling you what I do. I'm going to try my best to get them Fast Start qualified by Wednesday. Now, take a look at this. The benefits of Fast Start qualifying. You're going to get a coaching commission. This, when you Fast Start qualify, it's 10%, meaning that whenever you help those people get money, make money in your organization. For instance, each one of your 3 people right here this particular month illustrated got $1,000 in earnings. They got a check, by the week, by the month, in $1,000. Now, for that, you've got $3,000 there total. You got a 10% check match, or $300 extra because they made the $1,000. Wonderful, wonderful bonus there. Okay? You'll be earning more for the work you're going to do anyway if you just get started and get it done right away. Now, if you don't, well, you make 5%, which is pretty good, $150. I mean, that makes a good dinner. Makes probably pretty close to a month's gas. So that's what you're doing these things for. So that's one of the benefits. The next benefit is Fast Start Builder Bonus Qualification. This is Builder Bonus Qualified. What does that mean? Well, you are on top right there. You see you, and you're working with your person, which is right under you right there, connected to you, right beside where it says earn a $250 builder bonus. You're working with them to help them Fast Start qualify. In other words, get those 3 right down there in their organization. Now here's something about it. When you're working with them to Fast Start qualify, they're actually not Fast Start qualified until the last person has signed in. Well, since they weren't Fast Start qualified until then, those 3 people are what's called coded to you. Whenever you help your person Fast Start qualify, you got that $250 bonus you see there. Since these 3 down here are coded to you, you get another $250 bonus for each one. So you want to make an extra $1,000 this month, help 4 people Fast Start qualify. Now what happens to your person? When do they get the coding bonus? Well, beginning with the 4th one, they're coded to them. So every time they help that person Fast Start qualify, they start getting the $250 bonus themselves. So there's another great benefit there. Then think about this. You get a promotion and a pay raise when you move from brand partner, coming in brand new in the company, to senior brand partner, where you've got that organization started. In your organization, you've had people that buy the Success Pack. That's what the SP is about. And you'll make a $75 bonus whenever they buy that $500 pack. And when they buy the $1,000 pack, you'll make a $150 bonus. Now, this is a pay raise already from when you entered as a brand partner. You got a $25 pay raise over the $50 and a $50 pay raise over the $100 on those Success Pack bonuses. But take a look at this over here. Remember what I said about your residual income is built on the product sales. And you're going to be earning more money for the work you do anyway, again, just by Fast Start qualifying. Because a senior brand partner over there, read Fast Start qualified person over there whenever they do it in their first 30 days. And of course, I try to do it in the first week. All right, when they do that and they sell 1 bottle of night cream, they're making $24 instead of $16. That's an $8 raise. 2 bottles is $40. Night and Day, it's $36. Nerium Firm is $20. Oh man, that stuff's going out the door too. You really want to make that $20 cab bonus, customer acquisition bonus is what that is. You see it right down there below it on each one of those tubes. And then the ultimate combo in the first month. And then the Ultimate Combo Pack, whenever you acquire a brand new customer that does that, you got another $40 bonus. Remember, residual pay is built on the product sales. Now, the benefits of a senior brand partner with leveraged income with overrides. Back when I told you about, and right here, take a look at this illustration. You're a senior brand partner. You're qualified as senior brand partner. You've got a brand partner below you that you've recruited, and you've got one below them they've recruited. Let's go back a minute to this. You see this? You got a brand partner below you, as it said, right there. That brand partner makes 50. Well, because, and take a look at that 75, that's 25 more than the brand partner. Because you're a senior brand partner and that second person down there is a brand partner, they're getting the $50 for enrolling that success pack on that person down there on the bottom. You get the $25 difference. That's called a differential. And then on a 100 pack success bonus, look what happens there with the 100 pack. You get a $50 difference. So you get a $50 bonus because your person recruited somebody at $1,000. That's pretty good as a senior brand partner. That's a nice benefit. Also, building team commissions, leveraged income on team commissions. On your first, second, and third level, you're going to get 5% for each one of those people. Now, it's commissionable volume up to 3 senior brand partner generations deep. In other words, 3 senior brand partners deep. There could be people in between there as brand partners doing a little bit. You're going to make the money on that too. So it's really a neat compensation, part of the compensation plan there, the leveraged income. Now, the roadmap to Lexus is our unit. This is what we talk about all the time. You want to make an NMD, you get 12 to 15 people running for Lexus. That's all it takes. All right, let's talk about what the unit is. You see this where it says right there in the front, right below roadmap to Lexus, you see you and 3 other people, and you see 3 are free. That is the unit, because that's a fast start qualifier. And to get fast start qualified, you got to do those 3 things. Well, to get iPad, you notice you got to have 3 fast start qualifiers. Right there, your people are fast start qualifiers. That gives you the iPad. All right, to get Lexus, their people have to be fast start qualified. What am I telling you? You gotta fast start qualify your people to rank advance, period. The faster you do it, the faster you rank advance. What does it mean to rank advance? Making far more money, having far more time, having a whole lot of anxiety lifted off of your shoulders. Building blocks of an iPad is fast start qualifying 3 people. And it takes 4,500 GQV, 1,500 out of each leg, to fast start qualify 3 active personally enrolled VPs in the first 60 days. I don't wait. I'm trying to do it right away for the story. And then to get to Lexus, you got 3 iPad earners. How do you get 3 iPad earners? 3 fast start qualified brand partners down there. Okay? When you do that, you got 12,500 GQV in a month, 3 actively personally sponsored senior brand partner legs. They got to be senior brand partners, okay? In each leg, got to have 1 senior brand partner in each leg. 9 fast start qualifiers. And remember the coding bonus, and you got a Lexus. That's what it means. Now, guys, I really enjoy doing the fast start qualifying training because that is the backbone of what we do. And I really do want to meet each and every one of you, and I hope you're already registered for Long Beach. If you're not, you need to be, because here's why you need to be. You're going to meet people there that are teaching you how to do this business personally, and it's a whole lot better to be there and get the information first party instead of having somebody text it to you or call you and tell you about it. You just do not get the excitement, and you don't get that personal attention that those people on that stage are going to be giving you. You're going to be right there in that space and getting the information right away, and you don't have to wait. And then you're going to talk and meet the people in the events after the event and the white party and all this. And please do this. You see me in the hallway or something, stop me. Introduce yourself to me. I really like meeting people, and I just love it. I like meeting the people I'm helping. And remember this, ticket prices are going to go up August the 13th. Get yours now, and you've got 2 months and 2 weeks to be able to fast start qualify people, get that coding bonus, and have a really good trip in Long Beach. I really enjoyed doing this tonight. I hope that I've helped you in learning how to Fast Start Qualify, also why you Fast Start Qualify, because it's really important, the reasons behind it, the philosophy behind it, and what it means to do it, and why it's the building block to get to Lexus and get right on up to the top of the company. Thank you and good night.